New numbers out from the Association of Equipment Manufacturers shows four-wheel drive tractor sales grew 1.4% in January, the only segment to post growth last month. But that's not stopping major ag equipment manufacturers here at National Farm Machinery Show from rolling out new equipment and introducing new technology to help ease the load on the farm, as we show you this weekend in our Farm Journal report. Hot off the manufacturing line, Case IH rolled out a new combine just 2 weeks ago, and the key feature is automation.
It's a feature, and I could talk about a feature, but more importantly, it's solving the #1 issue our customers have today, which is labor scarcity. And not only labor scarcity, but the skill of that labor.
This AF11 combine comes with AFS Harvest Command, something Case IH also launched in mid-range combines last summer.
You get in this machine, you use our Harvest Command feature set, you're taking a relatively untrained operator and making them an expert by using those automation features.
Kirk Coffey is VP of North America for Case IH, who grew up on a farm in Indiana, and he says last fall he witnessed this machine at work.
We were running about 7,000 to 7,200 bushel an hour, which we run a 9250 on my farm. This is above what we do today. And the engineer that was driving said, well, watch this. And he went all the way to 8,000 bushel an hour, which is mind-blowing. I'm calculating how many semi-trucks do we need. And we kept it there.
Coffey says running that many bushels through this machine at once, his farmer instinct kicked in.
The first thing I wanted to do was look at grain sample. So we kept it there, we had the throughput, we had the cleanliness and the quality, which is core to Case IH and our axial flow heritage. So a main takeaway was the farmer that really has to do more with less, labor scarcity. I don't have as many operators, so I need to get more out of my combine so I can put somebody running the grain leg or running a semi. We're really solving that challenge.
While labor continues to be one of the biggest pain points for farmers today, full autonomy is still on the horizon for Case IH.
We aren't towards full autonomy, which was your question, until we automate every little building block along the way, driving, turning, loading or unloading, setting the machine, which is this Harvest Command feature. But each building block along the way towards full autonomy is what we're working on.
Farm Journal's technology editor Matthew Grassi was on hand at the Consumer Electronics Show, or CES, earlier this year in Las Vegas.
Ag was pretty prevalent on the floor there. A lot of stuff talking about artificial intelligence in agriculture, using that to make farmers' decision-making process simpler, more accurate.
While autonomy continues to be a focus for ag at these shows, this year there was also a push for electrification.
Taking these tractors and electrifying them, getting away from diesel, seemed to be a trend, and a lot of automation and robotics. So it touched really on all the trends in tech, I would say.
As we found out last year at CES, electrification doesn't make sense for larger equipment.
In certain power levels with certain customer duty cycles, the answer is probably yes. And in rough terms, I would say roughly 100 horsepower and under, and relatively light duty cycles. Lithium-ion chemistry batteries can work. Like, you can package enough energy into the tractor to make that work. As you get into higher power levels, the answer to that's no. In the keynote yesterday, I talked about the 8R tractors. When I ran the numbers on if you powered that with a lithium-ion battery today, it's twice the volume, twice the weight, twice the mass, and 4 times the cost. Like, that just doesn't pencil.
Instead, this year, Grassi says one of the coolest things he saw was with Bobcat.
I would have to start with the Bobcat AT450X, enabled by Agtonomy utility tractor. It was just an amazing ecosystem that they've created on this electrified automated tractor. And really the real power and brains behind it is the mobile app that Agtonomy, the team there, has designed for it. I mean, you can task this thing you could be hundreds of miles away, thousands of miles away through the app, and it's just really powerful, giving those farmers more time to spend doing the things they love versus sitting on a tractor.
Like most electric tractors today, it's a smaller machine that's filling a need in California, right now finding a home on high-end vineyards.
So seems like a specialty crop focused solution, but I think that the combination of tech there has some interesting applications to row crop as well.
Machinery Pete says even with commodity prices creeping lower, equipment is still in high demand.
The advancements with new equipment, farmers are leaning in. It's all about ROI. So if this new piece of equipment, this new combine, this new high-speed disc, whatever, if it can make them better, even though dollars are tighter, my sense is farmers are willing to do that.
But the one thing he's watching closely is supply on dealer lots.
On the dealer lot, are the number of new planters, new combines starting to visually, oh, they've got 8 of them sitting there now when the last 3 years they had 0. That'll make an impact, and then also supply on the used side.
Machinery Pete says mid-horsepower equipment is in the highest demand today. Where he's seen some softening is with used combines.
Still see some shifting there. Started a little bit early 23, but the supply built up, and that segment is changing quickly here, early 24. So some better buying opportunities, I think, definitely in that 6 to 10-year-old range with combines.
And he says the pre-def combines are still holding up strong.
So 2011 and before, when we look, our auction data shows they maybe dropped, 2 to 4% last year, whereas if you get in that 6 to 10-year-old range, you might be talking 18 to 22% drop. Now it's interesting, the later model combines, the 1 to 3-year-old, through the end of 23 were holding pretty good, but it's going to be really interesting to see as we start to see more of those sold in 24, how those 1 to 3-year-old ones do. I think they're going to soften up a little bit.
While Machinery Pete is watching equipment values show some signs of change, he says it's impressive to see just how resilient overall farm machinery prices continue to be. Well, a new deforestation certification could throttle imports into Europe. We have all the details in Ag Around the World next.
U.S. Farm Report on the road from the 2024 National Farm Machinery Show is brought to you by Case IH. Solutions for every challenge. Equipment for every farm. Case IH. Built by farmers.